Hello dearies, how are you doing? I hope you are doing wonderfully well. So last year I made a video about things you should not do or say in your interview. And this year I'm like, okay, let's talk about things you should definitely do in your interview. In your interview, non-verbal cues, that's the way you carry yourself, the way you behave, are all going to help make or break your interview. And so in the things you should do during your interview, we are focusing on etiquette or mannerism, the simple things that we do on everyday basis that we don't even know are negative things that will affect you. So whilst preparing for your interview, you've found answers to most of the questions you've come across. Let this video be the cherry on top to make everything copacetic for you. So let's dive right in. The first and foremost thing that you should do on your day of interview is to go early. Be on time, okay? It sets the ball rolling. Normally, schools that are far, most of the schools are far, they will offer accommodation. If your journey is about 2 hours and more, please just go and sleep, okay? Just go and sleep, especially if you have to travel through traffic before getting there. The best way is to go a day before, because they will state in your message that an interview will start around 7:30, 8. Just imagine the time you wake up, you will not get enough sleep, you will not be rested enough, and you're rushing to go. The rule of thumb is that you get there at least 30 minutes before your interview. So be on time. That one is non-negotiable. All right. So timeliness out of the way, we'll take the next part under 4 categories: what you should do before entering the interview room, how to behave yourself when you get inside the interview room, and then during the interview itself, when the conversation starts rolling out, how you should carry yourself, and lastly, what you should do at the end of your interview. Before entering the interview room, number one, get your documents arranged well. Normally, you'll be requested to bring photocopies of your original documents and also the original documents for proof. So here, make sure that the document you are holding has a separation of your original documents packed aside and your photocopies packed aside. They are all in the same file, but just that you know that if I whip this section out, they are all photocopies, and if I whip this one out, they are all original documents. So that you feel now reading when she papers and no to me the anxiety kakraba. But if arrange them and it's neatly packed, when they ask for your document, you just give it to them. Okay, so make sure you have your documents arranged before you enter the room. Number two, if you have gum, candy, any sort of thing in your mouth, spit it out. Spit it out before you enter the room. You might be chewing or have something in your mouth and forget, because it do so and you just get up and go. I beg. In fact, when you say spit everything out of your mouth. Just don't have anything in your mouth, because already table manners, you are not supposed to talk with something in your mouth. So no gum or candy in your mouth before you enter the interview room. Number three, if the interview room has a closed door situation, okay, if everybody goes in and comes out and the door is shut behind them, then when you get to the door, just knock before you enter. You might not hear even if they respond to you, but just knock gently, then you enter. Okay, it's just to make them aware that somebody is coming in. And you think that maybe they are talking and all of a sudden there's somebody standing there. It's not, and you're fine. Walk briskly, okay? Like walk a little faster. Don't lag and as a gorgeous, you are just walking as if somebody who is lost and doesn't know what is actually happening. No, you walk briskly, like fast pace more, and then you get to the interview room. So now you are in the interview room. So let's look at the things you do when you are in the interview room. Number one is greeting. Of course, you have to greet. Why not? I've been seeing questions about how should I greet? How should I greet? I think I have a video on that, but I don't know where it is. Good morning. According to the time of day, good morning, good afternoon. If you're a lady, you can curtsy a little. If you're a guy, you can, do your salute, good morning or good afternoon, and wait for their response. Okay? Number two, wait for them to ask for your documents, then you hand them over. It's in your file, it's ready, so that when they ask, you are just flipping in and giving them the file, the documents. Because most times they have one designated person who will take their documents and give it to the others and say, don't just go, you don't know who is who, and you just go and give document to somebody who you are not supposed to give document to. No. So wait and be asked for your documents before you give. Then the third thing, no matter what happens, if they've not asked you to sit, you don't sit. You keep standing until they ask you to take your seat. Sometimes it's a trick, okay? They will just take your documents and ignore you standing there, and they will just be looking through your document and all of that. I can interview you. They want to see if you are courteous and patient enough to wait to be offered a seat before you sit. They will definitely not start asking you questions while you are standing there. Okay, they will ask you to take a seat. And when they do, you say thank you and you take your seat comfortably with good posture, sitting upright with a big smile on your face. Okay, you have to smile. And again, tokwa. Don't be anxious, don't be nervous, and forget to smile. When you're nervous, you start fidgeting and doing things that you do when you are nervous and anxious. But when you smile before you enter, you take a deep breath. You smile. I'm just here to sell myself, to show them that I am good enough to be a nurse, to be a midwife, and all of that. So smile, big eyes, and then start your interview, okay? All right, so now the interview has started. Bear in mind that you have to be respectful towards them. Even if the interview seems not to be going well, okay, even if you are getting frustrated with the way they are behaving, people are people, and a lot of things can be going on in that person's life at that moment in time, okay? So no matter what happens, don't yell, don't get angry, be polite and calm, okay? Be polite and calm. Answer your questions. Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you, ma'am. Okay? You can say thank you. Maybe for your first two questions, you can say thank you. Thank you for this question. This, and that. Then you continue. If they ask a follow-up question, are you saying this? Yes, ma'am. Are you sure? Yes, sir. Those kind of politeness. Okay, we are crap. We are dear. No matter what anybody says in this world, that there you are rude and all. In that interview room, we are crap. We are dear. Use yes instead of yeah. Slang words, no. And also talk with energy and enthusiasm. You are here to They are giving you the opportunity to start the career of your life, okay? So you talk with enthusiasm, you talk with positive energy. And with that, you see that you minimize the use of filler words. Filler words are words that you use when you are thinking. Okay, to be like, I think. So for example, they ask you to tell us about yourself, and you're like, my name is Selassie Agboga. I come from you see where I'm going, minimize the use. And this is why it's very, very important for you to practice interview questions and find responses beforehand. That is the essence of practice. The questions might not drop the way you expect it, but you prepared on answering questions, and that alone is a boost for you. Okay? Example, you're talking and you're like, maybe they ask you, oh, why do you want to be a nurse? And you're like, oh, it's like my mother was a nurse, and so because I was raised by a nurse, say it's showing that you are not that confident about what you're saying. And lastly, during your interview, no matter what you do, don't bring up politics, topics about politics, any controversial topic. No. If the interviewers bring it up, then you can share your opinion. But also try as much as possible to share your opinion in a neutral manner, okay? Because in the healthcare system, especially nursing, midwifery, or yes, in the healthcare system, we are not supposed to do politics, because if you are a strong NPP member or a strong NDC member and your opposition member comes clothed in all the party colors, how well do you think you take care of this person? We don't want politics to jeopardize the care that you give. So now you are done with the answering back and forth. They've asked if you have any question, and you've asked your question, they've answered you. It's time to leave the room. If they say, okay, so we are done and see you, or that is it for today, you say thank you. You thank them politely with a big smile on your face. Thank you. If during the interview there was teaching, there was correction, and all of that, you can say thank you for the opportunity to have my interview, and thank you for your teachings and inspiration. And you go. Oshena Popomia says that you will just say thank you, and you get up gently, straighten your dress, and you go politely, walk gently, briskly, and you go out. And lastly, don't bang the door. When you grind on the way, please. If you have to close the door behind you, close it gently and let the next person also walk in. And now that your interview is over, you have to evaluate yourself. So after the interview, it's evaluation. You evaluate your performance. Did you get some questions that you weren't prepared for? Were some of the questions you prepared for not answered well to the standard you wanted to answer them? You know, sometimes you prepare well for the question, but tension kakracho, so you are not able to answer the question the way you want to answer it. And if you have another interview, then that becomes a lesson for you to prepare better for your next interview. Okay? And with that, you may have a successful interview. Now, in your interview, you will be scored, definitely. So in this video, I share with you some of the ways that you may be scored in your interview. So click it and I'll see you there. My name is Salase. I'm a registered public health nurse here in Ghana, and I wish you all the best in your nursing interviews. Bye.